My friend Scott Chase is here. He is the head coach of the Hillsdale Hornet Baseball team. He joins us early on in the season every year. Coach, thanks for making time.
Thank you for having us.
How you been, man? How you been?
Good, good. Start of the season, so we're ready to rock and roll. It's 70 degrees out and beautiful weather. You know, we've had 4 games canceled because of weather so far, but looks like a beautiful week ahead for us.
That schedule in April is always a piece of work. We'll talk about that in a minute. You guys did something really cool. You took your team down to South Carolina during the spring break week and really got a lot of work in. Tell me a little bit about the trip.
Well, we take the JV and the varsity down south, just south of Myrtle Beach. We took 21 kids, nine parents and coaches. We stayed in a condo. They were right on the ocean. We practiced 3 times a week, or 3 times a day, excuse me. The kids had about an hour and a half free time every night to themselves. The good thing is we kept them away from the city, so they had to walk, a mile and a half, 2 miles to get to a store even. So, we keep them out of trouble that way.
Are the kids cool with doing that for their spring break?
Yeah, this is the second time we've done it, and this was the first year we didn't. The first year we took 25 kids. This year we had 4 kids that couldn't go because of prior engagements. But it seems to be a fun thing for them. And when we get back north, you can really tell the difference, in their ability and what they're trying to accomplish on the season.
I worked out at Camden Frontier. They just played their first games of the year Monday night. You guys have already played 6. You're 2-4 so far early on in the season. Talk a little bit about your start.
Well, we do start 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 2 juniors. So, we're starting 6 underclassmen out of our 9. We do have some experience, young guys, but when we start 2 freshmen that have never played varsity baseball before, that's kind of an issue.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, their strength isn't up to par yet. But bringing the old adage out that Coach LaPresto used to say, climb that mountain, be at the top of the mountain come district time, and that's our goal, is to be at the top of the mountain, playing at the top of our game.
So you're not losing sleep about losing a couple of games early on in the year?
No, I mean, it takes me a while to go to sleep at night, but
so yes, maybe you are a little bit.
I am losing sleep, but I understand the fact that we do start 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and they're going to get better as the season goes on, and we've just got to lean on our older guys.
Talk about some of your older kids, guys coming back who have key roles this year.
Well, Tyler Lash has been a varsity player for 4 years. Jared Stoll's been on varsity for 3 years. Matt Rogers, 3 years. Colin Munsell, 2 years now, or 3 years, 2 years now. We got to lean on those guys pretty hard because they've got to hit for average. They got to play defense. They've got to pitch. So we really depend on them a lot. And we have a sophomore catcher. There's no reason why he can't be all league if he just keeps his head on straight.
Let's talk about your league a little bit. Up and down the league, is it a solid season for your league as far as the quality of teams that you'll have to face?
Oh, yeah. LCAA is the toughest Class C baseball league in the state of Michigan,
wow.
Bar none. I mean, you have Blissfield, who's year in, year out very good. They returned 14 lettermen from last year. You have Ida and Dundee, who both were in the race last year, and then us that was also in the race till the last week. So 4 very, very quality teams. We just played Columbia Central last night. They swept us last night. Unfortunately, we had 11 errors that cost us 2 games. But they're a very quality team. They're very, very good.
Talking to Scott Chase, the head coach of the Hillsdale Hornet Baseball team. They are starting off their season 2-4, but have some good quality guys returning in addition to some of the young guys on the team. You get a guy like a Martin Peterson, who's my main man. He hasn't played in a few years. How tough is it to walk away from the sport like that and then to come back as a junior? Has it been a tough transition for MP?
It has. I think it has been a tough transition, but we're talking about a 3.9 grade point average student.
Right.
So he gets it, he understands the game, and he listens to us, our coaching staff, and he implements everything we teach him. So he's learning something every day. Our playbook isn't quite as big as Brad Felix's, but it is a pretty large playbook. And but Martin's getting through it, and he's actually learning our system. And And his brother as well. He's only a freshman, and he's learning our system very well also.
You guys have a JV team, and you hear so much about teams struggling to get numbers and the rest of it. How have you been relevant on campus? How have you gotten guys to come out for baseball at Hillsdale High School?
Well, we really don't promote. I don't walk the halls and ask guys to play baseball. I really want the guys that want to be there. And, our JV coach does walk the halls a little bit and try to recruit guys, younger guys. But I just depend and rely on my older guys to take care of business.
Scott Chase is the head coach of the Hornets. What's your strength up and down the roster as you roll this team out for the LCAA season? What's the strength of your team as far as what you think will be the strength going forward?
Well, I think that our top 6 guys can swing it. If we can get our 7, 8, 9 hitters to put the ball in play and swing it a little bit, we'll be okay. And defensively, we're struggling right now because we are young. As the season goes on, those guys will catch up to the speed of the game. That's the biggest thing, is the speed of the game. And once those younger guys start comprehending the speed of the game, we'll be good. We'll play defense and we'll throw it a little bit. I mean, we return out of our 12 guys, 8 of them can pitch. So, we're deep with our arms.
Tyler Lash, is Lash in the building? Come on over here, Tyler. I want to talk to you for a minute. I'm a big fan of this guy. Tyler, I'm used to watching you come off the bench and drain triples. That transition from basketball to baseball, can you just do it just like that, or does it take a week or two?
Just takes a couple weeks to get back into the habit of swinging a bat. I mean, that three-pointer stroke is completely different from swinging.
Are you better at hitting a baseball or shooting a 3?
That's a toss-up. Probably swinging the bat.
You're cold-blooded, man. I mean, you come off the bench, you might have sat there for 15 minutes. You come out and you just hit 2 or 3 threes in a row. I know we're talking about baseball today. I don't know how you stay mentally as sharp as you do. I've always admired that about you, the ability to just turn it on when you come out into the game. A little bit different in baseball because you're probably playing every inning, right?
Well, it's just all about being a shooter, I guess. Just got to come out and shoot.
And you made a bunch of them. And as far as baseball goes, you're one of the starting pitchers, right?
Yep.
Now, Coach said that you've struggled a little bit defensively. 11 errors last night in the doubleheader against Columbia Central. I wasn't a pitcher, but I always wondered how hard it would be for you guys to stay sharp when the defense behind you is struggling. You make a good pitch, you get a ground ball right at somebody, it goes through their legs. How do you shake that off and move on? Is it frustrating, or are you able to kind of take it in stride?
Well, for me, it kind of is frustrating, but, there's 7 plays that are meant to be played. So just got to get it past you and be ready for the next pitch.
When you're up to bat, you feel pretty confident right now, I can tell.
Always.
You trying to hit it? You trying to yank it out the yard, or just put it in play, Tyler?
I'm trying to put it in play.
If it goes, it goes, huh?
If it goes, it goes. I try not to swing too hard because then I just pop it up.
When you look at the season this year, as far as your league schedule, who's a team on your radar that you really want to beat?
I really want to beat Blissfield and Hudson.
So they're games you're looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tyler Lash, thank you for your time. Where's Matt Rogers? Let's talk to Matt Rogers. Matt, also on the Hornet basketball team, now turning around and playing baseball. Was it an easy to get in the groove for you?
It was very easy because I was very excited to play baseball.
How was the trip down to South Carolina?
It was pretty fun. We practiced twice a day. Woke up and ran in the morning, and it was a good team bonding trip.
You guys behaved the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
Just
We
played some cards.
Yeah.
Didn't go to the beach or try to have any fun or anything like that.
I went to the beach for sure. Pick up the ladies.
Matt Rogers joining us on WCSR on the Timeout Show. Well, you're in South Carolina and you're in high school, right? You got to have a little bit of fun.
Exactly.
But the ability just to get the heck out of here, the weather had been so terrible, to get down there and actually have some nice weather to play baseball. It had to be fun, right?
Yeah, it was really nice weather, and it was just a really fun trip.
Your season this year, you're off to a 2-4 start. Are the guys still keeping positive, even though you've kind of gone off to a slow start?
Well, that's just how baseball is. Sometimes you don't come out on top in close games, and you just got to stay positive and think about the next game.
Yep. And what's the next game that you have coming up?
Jonesville is doubleheader tomorrow.
That's going to be fun. So
Yeah,
Jonesville, Hillsdale, is that at your place?
Yep.
So that's a 4 o'clock start?
Yeah.
So Jonesville at Hillsdale tomorrow at 4 o'clock, a doubleheader there, and you can watch a little high school baseball right here in Hillsdale County. We might run over and watch a little bit of that tomorrow night as well. When you're out there pitching, how do you kind of stay in the game? Do you have to get angry? Do you have to get yourself pumped up? Are you able to stay calm? What's your thought process when you're on the mound?
Sometimes I get very angry at myself, but you just got to try to stay calm and focus on the next pitch and the next batter. And because you get too angry, then you just mess up, I guess. I don't know. But you just got to stay calm.
What about the young guys on your team? You're starting a couple of freshmen. How they been coming along?
Well, they're struggling a little bit, forgetting to pick up signs and missing some fly balls. But they're good baseball players, and they're going to progress by the end of the season and hopefully be a big asset on the team.
Does JJ come to all of your baseball games?
He hasn't been to one yet, but he comes to some of them.
Well, hopefully JJ will be at a couple of them, because I wouldn't know what to do at a Hornet Sparting event without JJ there.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you for your time. Let's talk to Jared Stoll. Jared's the long arm of the law. Jared Stoll, man, you're out there on the mound, man. You stride out a little bit. You got to be kind of intimidating. Where are you? 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4".
That's right, man. You having fun?
Oh, always.
Can you throw strikes?
Oh, yeah, when I'm on.
How do you keep yourself on? What do you have to do to be able to pound that strike zone?
Really, I just mentally just get everything out of my mind and just focus right on the mitt. So I always say, just play catch, and that's what I think about. Everybody's cackling on the field. I'm just focused.
And you're able to get to that concentration and that state of just total focus on the mitt and do your job. How have you been pitching so far? You feel good?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Yesterday it was hard. We had a lot of errors, so it was hard to stay mentally focused. But I feel good. I feel really good about the season.
How you swinging it?
I'm swinging it okay. That's not my strongest suit, but I've been getting there.
What's Baxter's deal? He's out for the season with a hand or something, right?
Yep. He's our bookkeeper now.
He's keeping book?
Yep.
Was he going to try to play?
I don't know. He looks good in practice when we put him on the bucket, but
I don't get the deal with that kid. I mean, put some tape on it, rub a little dirt on it, and go. I'll talk to him later, but what's the big deal?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, I had surgery. I mean, come on, buddy. Let's go, Baxter. Suit him up. He could go out there and try to bunt or something, I would think. A couple of strides and he'd be at first base, right?
True.
Who's the fastest guy on your team?
Oh, that is a good question. Probably Colin Munsell would probably be our fastest kid.
Who eats the most seeds during a game?
The most seeds would have to be Tyler Lash.
Tyler Lash consumes the most seeds during one baseball game.
Definitely.
Is your dugout just a disaster by the end of a game?
It can be.
Do you guys sweep it up, take care of it, and get it all looking good for the next game?
Oh, we always try to keep our dugout looking fresh.
That's what I wanted to hear. Jared, best of luck to you this year. Hope you have a great season. Let's bring in Scott Chase to kind of wrap this up with the Hornet baseball team. Try not to get tangled up in all these cords. It's got to be fun. We've talked about this before, Scott, but the kids that you get to work with all the time, these are great kids. And as a coach, that's pretty much half the battle. If you have kids that you can work with and listen to what you're trying to tell them, you can deal with a couple of losses while they improve, and it looks like you got a great group of kids to work with.
Yeah, our kids are very good right now. I mean, they pay attention to what I ask. They try what I ask. They're going through our playbook. They're understanding our playbook. And, I've been coaching for a very, very long time. And this team is actually kind of seems to me they're pretty close-knit. Mm-hmm. They're pretty hush-hush about things, and they kind of got each other's backs on other issues. And that's what a team's all about, that they can back each other up and depend on each other. The old philosophy of if you have somebody falling off a mountain, who do you want holding the other end of the rope? One of your teammates.
Matt Rogers said it, too. Your trip to South Carolina, I think, helped to build some of that, too, because you're stuck with those guys for a whole week or however many days it was, and that helps build a little bit of bonding, too, doesn't it?
It does. Team bonding and team camaraderie, and, yeah, they all don't get along. They all don't like each other, but we make them like each other, and they can depend on each other. They got each other's backs, and that's the main thing.
You mentioned excuse me, Coach, you mentioned a couple of times your playbook, and I think people listening at home might be like, well, baseball teams don't have a playbook. Well, you have one. Can you, without telling us all your secrets, what do you mean when you say your playbook?
Well, we have offensive schemes, we have defensive schemes, we have pick-off plays. I have 9 pages of stuff is technically our playbook, 9 pages of stuff. So that's what we depend on.
You got to know it.
Our playbook, yeah.
Got to have your nose in the playbook.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm hoping Peterson by the end of the year can remember some of it. That's what I'm hoping for.
I am too, believe it or not.
Scott, every year you come in and talk with us to kind of preview the season. You know we're rooting for you. You've got a game tomorrow night against Jonesville. Just preview that one for us before you go. What do you got to do to get a couple of wins tomorrow night?
Well, we got play well defensively, and pitching-wise. Yesterday we had a league game. We threw 3 guys yesterday, so we need a little deeper in rotation to be good tomorrow and throw strikes. As long as they throw strikes and contact strikes, and we can swing it a little bit and play defense, we'll be good.
Yeah. Best of luck to you. Have a great season, and thanks for your time, Coach. Really appreciate it. Hornet Baseball team joining us. We wish them all the best in the 2015 season. When we come back, we'll talk to the kids from Reading, the choir that sang the national anthem before a game at Comerica Park last week. We'll talk about that coming up in just a minute on the Timeout Show.